Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the weekly press briefing of the Kosovo Specialist Chambers, where we aim to provide journalists with an update on the latest developments at the court and the opportunity to ask questions. In the case of Hashim Thaçi, Kadri Veseli, Recep Selimi, and Jakub Krasniqi, the panel on 3rd September rejected a request by the prosecution to impose certain restrictions on non-privileged visits to Mr. Thaçi by persons that were identified as visitors of concern, and to prohibit any discussion about the case with any non-privileged visitor. The panel noted that it had already previously ordered that all non-privileged visits to Mr. Thaçi be subject to prior approval of the registrar, and that the registrar should refuse in-person visits if there are credible indications that the visitor has engaged in conduct incompatible with the integrity of proceedings. The panel also noted that any discussion on confidential matters concerning the case with non-privileged visitors is already prohibited, and that there is no harm in the accused discussing publicly available information on the case with his visitors. The panel recalled that all incidents where it appears that Mr. Thaçi disclosed confidential information to non-privileged visitors happened before the previous order on modified detention conditions. As such, the panel did not find that additional detention conditions beyond the ones already in place are necessary in the present circumstances. The panel reminded, however, that despite all efforts undertaken to protect witnesses, witnesses in this case have complained of attempted or actual interference. The panel reiterated that it has and will take all necessary measures compatible with the rights of the accused to ensure that such cases do not reoccur. On 10th October, the trial panel ordered the continued detention of Hashim Thaçi. The panel found that there continues to be a risk that Mr. Thaçi may obstruct the progress of proceedings and commit further crimes. The panel reminded that even after the witnesses called by the prosecution have testified, the identities of protected witnesses should not become known to the public. The panel specified that the risks which detention seeks to prevent include any attempt to retaliate against witnesses who have testified in the proceedings, as well as attempts to incentivize a witness to recant. The panel noted that proceedings regarding allegations of interference in the present case are ongoing. The next hearing in this case is scheduled on Monday, 27th October, starting at 9 in the morning. In the case of Hashim Thaçi, Izni Kilay, Bashkim Smakay, Fadil Fazliu, and Hayreddin Kuchi, related to allegations of the illegal influencing of witnesses, the pretrial judge on 10th October ordered the prosecution, defense, and the registrar to review those filings currently classified as confidential and either provide an explanation as to why the filing has to stay confidential, or request a reclassification to public, or submit public redacted versions of the relevant filings by no later than Friday, 24th October 2025. She also invited the parties and the registrar to, where necessary, coordinate to ensure consistency in the reductions applied across their respective filings. The pretrial judge noted that the pretrial proceedings in the case are nearing completion, as she intends to transmit the case to a trial panel in the first half of November, unless pending decisions of the Court of Appeals panel require an adjustment of this timeline. To prepare the transmission of the case, and being mindful of the principle of the publicity of proceedings, the pretrial judge found it necessary to review the classification of the filings. That was all from me. If there are any questions, I'll be happy to respond. I do not see any hands raised. Thank you very much for joining. The next KSC Press Briefing will take place next Thursday at 2:30 in the afternoon, as usual. I wish you a nice rest of the day.